Right, so I'm going to show you how to make a little ice cream cone little project. So this is going to be a 2-day project. So one day we're going to do clay, which is today, and then tomorrow we'll paint everything. So I'm going to actually move my paints aside, didn't have to open them. So then what we're going to do is we're going to use Model Magic, and Model Magic is just it's just air dry clay. So if you've come to the studio, if you worked with it a lot. So basically, if we're going to play with it, we're probably only going to use half of it. And then the other half you could keep in a Ziploc bag and you could use it whenever you'd like. So what I'm going to do is I have my little half of clay. And you could just play with it in your hands. Work with it. The more you work with it, oh no, the easier it is sometimes to use. So we are just going to make this a fun little cupcake, a little colorful cupcake, and we are going to use our clay to make some sprinkles. So you might need a scissor on you. So if you could find a scissor, that's going to help in our next part. I have a big scissor. You don't need a big scissor like that. All right, so we are going to make sprinkles. Now you could play with your clay. If you want to play with your clay, just pause the video. If not, I'm just going to make sprinkles. So I'm going to make like I'm going to make a long worm and just put it between your fingers, hands, and just roll. So once I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissor. Oh, I found a better scissor that's clean. I'm going to take my scissor and I'm going to cut like little sprinkles. Cut little sprinkles. And I'm just going to put them on my little board just so I know what it's going to look like. You might have to reshape some of them. Once I have a few sprinkles, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make a cherry for the top. So what I'm going to just do is I'm going to take a piece of my clay, I'm going to roll it into a meatball, slightly flatten that meatball. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make another worm, cut the ends of the worm. You do not want your worm to be too skinny. Then I'm just going to shape it, and I made like a little stem for my cherry. It's going to go like that. Or actually, I'm not even going to do the stem. Stem might fall off tomorrow, so I'm just going to do a little meatball, flatten it a little, and that's going to become my cherry for the top. All right, so once I have all this clay stuff, put your extra clay together, put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you want to leave your cherry and sprinkles out to dry a little bit. And then tomorrow we're going to come back and paint everything. All right, so we're back on day 2. So today is paint day. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a paper towel, some water, and your paintbrush and a pencil, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some lines so it just makes it easier for me. So the top part is the ice cream and the bottom part is our cone. So I'm just going to make a line that's just going to help me separate the cone from the ice cream. On my ice cream, I'm going to put it almost a strawberry drizzle on it. So I'm just going to make a little line like that because I want this to be as colorful as I can make it. So the first thing I'm going to do, clean brush, I'm going to make some vanilla ice cream. Now you can make it at whatever color you'd like. And I'm not even going to make my cone brown. So paint that ice cream white. Do your sides as well. And you might need to go back and put a second coat on. So I got some beautiful vanilla ice cream right there. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm not even going to wash my brush because I'm going to go right into my pink and I'm going to do my strawberry drizzle. And that white on your brush is just going to lighten up the pink. But once again, you could do a blueberry drizzle. If you have brown paint at home, you could do a brown drizzle. You could do whatever drizzle you'd like. So right where I did my pink, I'm going to do my pink edges now. And always do the edges so when you display your artwork, you'll have like a nice little edge. Because people end up seeing those edges sometimes. All right, so that looks beautiful. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a blue cone because I like the blues that we have. Blue cone. Do those edges once again. And when the blue dries, we'll go back and add some detail. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to paint our sprinkles and our cherry. And because I used pink already, I'm going to just make the cherry a really light pink. Making sure. And make sure you keep your paints semi-clean, just so you could use them at another time. So I have my cherry. Just make sure you could tell the difference between the cherry and... Oops. It's a very messy business when you paint the little small stuff. And now let's do some sprinkles. Our sprinkles are really going to be when we add our color. And it's kind of difficult to paint these. Look how I'm doing it. So just put a piece of paper down so you're not painting on your tabletop. What color sprinkle should I do? Gonna get a blue sprinkle. I like this turquoise. My last few, I'm going to make yellow. Yellow, yellow. All right, so I'm going to let those dry. Well, those are all drying. I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to add, with white, I'm going to add some lines. Now, when you do this, you only want a little bit of paint on your brush, and I'm just going to add a little line, and then I'm going to give this some crisscross lines. Wash your brush, and then I'm actually going to add just some, put yellow on my brush. Add some white, like a little reflection. And in my cherry as well, I'm going to add a little reflection. Beautiful. So we're going to let this all dry. Let it dry like an hour or two. Then we're going to come back and we're going to glue our sprinkles and all our fun stuff. All right, so we are back. And what we're going to do right now, so your paint should be pretty much dry on your clay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue. You could use any glue you have. And I'm going to start gluing everything. So I'm going to glue my cherry first, off to the side a little. Hopefully that looks like a cherry. Then I'm going to start gluing my sprinkles next. Oops. Make sure your hands are clean, because when your hands are clean, it doesn't come off. So I'm just going to spread a little of that glue that I got on everywhere. Put some sprinkles. And you don't have to use all the sprinkles that you made, because you probably made more than me. If you want to, you can make like circle sprinkles. My hands are sticking to this. I'm just going to add one more yellow, I think. All right, so after you glue everything down, really let it dry, put it aside, forget about it, and then tomorrow when you find it again, it should be a nice, beautiful, standing ice cream cone. All right, hope you guys had a good time.